Shalom, shalom. It's your brother Tazapanya Banyamyan of the Sons of Yasha'Allah camp out here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. First and foremost, I want to give all praises unto our Father, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, Hakwadash, giving double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect scattered abroad. We're going to get right into it. This is a quick hit. Well, we'll see where the spirit takes us. But this lesson is on, as you can see, the title, "A House Divided Itself Against Itself." All right, and we're gonna talk because I wasn't really going to even go into this, but it's um trending, so to speak, right now. All right, so first, yeah, matter of fact, let's go into because we have to, and we're actually commanded by the Most High, only begotten Son, who people ignorantly call Jesus Christ, right, which his true name is Yahweh Shai, which means in the ancient Hebrew, um, he is salvation. All right. This is the book of Mark, chapter 13, verse 33. Take ye heed, watch and pray, for ye know not when the time is. Okay, so we're actually supposed to watch, all right, the world stage, all right, stay on top of the news, filter it through the scriptures, right? Usually try to get some alternative news media because we know the mainstream media, all right, the MSM, all right, is completely controlled. About 6 or 8 actual companies own the thousands of news organizations and stations across the world. So hence why you have certain newscasters be saying the same thing. You see what I'm saying on YouTube. You might see it on like I said on YouTube, like they're reading from a script because they're actors. I've actually heard a quote that a newscaster is a what's the name uh a D-list actor that couldn't make it into Hollywood, right? So now let us go into Edris real quick, and then we're going to get straight into it. Here we go. So this is the book of Ecclesiasticus and the Apocrypha, which was in the original King James Version Bible, chapter 39, verse 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, you see, you're literally supposed to give your mind over unto the scriptures, man. All right, there should be really nothing else. You see what I'm saying? That clouds your mind other than the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the scriptures, man. All right, because the scriptures do say, um, let holy conversation be in thy mouth, roughly paraphrasing. So when you talk, yeah, we talk about certain things here and there, but eventually everything comes full circle to around what, which we're going to read right now. And is occupied, you see, what's well, the root word would be occupy, right? And what's another word for job? Occupation, right? So we're employed by the Most High. Hence why the scriptures say, "For many are called, few are chosen." We know we called, you see, but chosen is the elect. You see, that gets salvation through Yahweh Shai, which would be on the first go around, right? The 1/3 in the governing body, 144,000 of all of them Hebrew Israelites. Okay, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies. You see? So watching and praying, what are we doing? We're watching for prophecies. Okay. So when we understand what's been going on, matter of fact, let's go to a quick article. Um, what really inspired me to do this. And I know Jake has a short attention span, so I'm gonna try to run through these pretty quickly because I didn't even have no scriptures set up. I'm just flowing or building in the spirit right now, right? Hence why we say edify, because the word edify means to build. Okay, so when we go here, Salakia, bear with me. This internet's a little slow on my end. Salakia. While that's loading, this is what we're gonna do. Matter of fact, yeah, I got it right here. The book of Corinthians, First Corinthians, Second Corinthians. All right. See if it loaded up yet. Oh, that's an ad. Okay, here we go. So where was it at? It's not even the one. Salat. Yeah, this is it right here. So the latest Supreme Court leak could unleash chaos like we've never seen before. All right, and we're going to see how this relates to prophecies in the scriptures. All right, so this is an opinion article written by one of these journalists. All right, on End Time Headlines. Right. So and see the thing is, oh, they talk it's a leak when we know that they leaked it on purpose. You see, because when you go into Hegelian dialectic, which is an ideology, problem, reaction, solution. They want a solution, so they're seeking a reaction by creating a problem. Okay. So the point is, I've read this article already, but the point that I'm trying to get to is down here. All right. Let's see. Almost right. So almost immediately after the story broke, which kind of like came like last night, this morning, authorities began putting up security barricades around the Supreme Court building. You see? So why would they do that? Sadly, that isn't nearly enough. The threat of violence is very real, and I believe that a greatly extended security perimeter is needed, but our politicians are not likely to allow that to happen because many of them actually will want to have scenes of giant what? Mobs. I want you to keep this in mind. Mobs of protesters in front of the Supreme Court on the nightly news for many weeks to come. Now, I speak as a man, but I feel in the spirit that this summer is going to be mass violent riots, man, through the temperature of the atmosphere in Babylon the Great, which is America right now. Okay, and then I'll read the last one right here. What a lot of people don't understand is that the overturning Roe versus Wade would not actually make abortion legal. See, because when you read headlines, you thinking like, oh, it just switched over, this and that and the third. It was a leak of a draft of what they was thinking they're going to rule on because it's supposed to be 2 months from now, which is what? Right in the summer, right? And it could change according to them, but they already know where is it going to go? It would just remove the constitutional protection for abortion, and it would theoretically allow the states to make their own determinations about whether abortion should be legal or not. So, what does that tell you? Blue states is going to allow it, and red states is say you can't kill these babies. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not right wing, left wing. You feel me? I'm a Hebrew Israelite that keep the law, statutes, commandments to the best of my ability in faith in Yahweh Shai, which you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, and Israelite foreigners that look like the other nations should be doing. You shouldn't be caught up in these ideologies that it talks about in Revelation about the two horns, uh, basically manifesting themselves as a lamb, but speaking as a dragon. These draconian measures. All right, because and those two, notice how the two horns, it might be different but it's connected to the same body. Okay. um so so it don't matter, Republican, Democrat, they all evil, and it's under the image of the beast system, the system. You see what I'm saying? Because that's what it basically is Roman, ancient Roman empire revived that system all over again. Back then they had the plebeians and the other party, I forgot, just like how we have Democrats and Republicans now. right? But they all party and snort that perico together and have all type of crazy, you know, sexcapades in the district. Okay, that's been out there. But anyway, all right. So this is the scripture that I wanted to get into real quick. 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan, right? Satan is Shatan in the Hebrew, which means adversary. And the physical counterpart of Satan is the so-called white man, which is Esau Edom. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us. See, for we are not ignorant of his devices, because this is a device right now. And how to prove that, right? In 1999, right, 23 years ago, they made a movie about what's going on right now. Swing Vote is a 1999 American television drama film directed by David Anspog, written by Ronald Bass and Jane Rusconi, and starring Andy Garcia. It features an alternative reality. You can't make this shit up, man. In which the Supreme Court of the United States has overturned the Roe v. Wade decision. Isn't that what's going on right now? So you don't think that they planned this decades ahead? Knowing, man, anyway, let's continue. And the state of Alabama has subsequently charged a woman with first-degree murder for having an abortion. Alabama is what? A southern red Republican state in the so-called Bible Belt, man. All right. It aired on ABC, right? April 19, 1999. If you flip these nines around, what do you get? Hey, it is what it is, right? So we'll leave it at that. That's basically what I wanted to bring up. So notice that that's what they had, right? So now we're gonna go to how I got the title. We'll do the Luke one because Matthew's different. I like this Luke one though. Right? Chapter 11, verse 17. But he, who is he? Yahweh Shai, right? There was the letter J, um, it was what 1524. So we know that his name wasn't this, right? But Yahweh Shai, but he, knowing their thoughts, said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. What does desolation mean? Completely destroyed, pummeled, eradicated, brought low. And a house divided against a house falleth, right? A house represents what? A family. You see, um, a people that are basically related to each other, right? So if we go to the book of Isaiah, see, I already got it pulled up. Well, came in, Salakia. Press search, let's go. Okay, hold on. Bear with me. Come on. All right. Bear with me real quick. So I'm gonna have to go into the sword just to find this in Isaiah chapter. Yeah, I don't know why I can't. Okay, it's Egyptians. That's why. But Isaiah 19. Isaiah 19. We'll go there. And we could start at verse 1. So look, this is Isaiah's look message to Egypt. Okay. So is this talking about ancient Egypt? No. Okay. Even though you can refer to ancient Egypt. Why? Because the Mosai did bring down Egypt in order to glorify his name, Yahweh. All right. Because after the Exodus, with Moses and Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, all the lands that was surrounded that empire when it was destroyed heard of the God, right? The power that delivered his people, which were the Israelites, right? So just to prove, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of that great city. So this is not physically dead, this is spiritually dead. And you could see our people is completely dead, right? By doing all type of wickedness, right? Walking alive, but dead. You could go into Ezekiel 37 to get a full understanding, because if you don't really have this truth, you're just the walking dead, man. You're waiting, for that destruction from the Most High, man. All right. And their dead body shall lie in the street of the great city. All right. The great city is Babylon. All right. That it refers to in Revelation, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. So there's a spirit, a Sodomite spirit, and an Egyptian spirit of this great city, which would be Babylon. And what is that? America, man. All right. A very alternative lifestyle. And that's crazy because if you've seen any of the videos in front of DC and all that, most of the people is these alphabet community people out there trying to can't even have a baby. Men, we talking, and over here, you know, protesting for the so-called woman. And I say so-called woman because if you look up that word woman, these females aren't really women. All right, the etymology of woman means servant, and they ain't, which would be to their men, and the only thing they serving, all right, is Esau Edom is in his government system, man. All right. And Egypt, right, representative of bondage, representative of slavery, hence why on the back of the dollar bill, right, you got that pyramid and you got that eagle, which is really, goes back to Horus in the same type of understanding. You go to DC right now, DC looks is out of Rome, and Rome got their stuff from Greece, and Greece really got their stuff from Egypt. Talking about their ideologies, Greek mythology comes from the Egyptian pantheon, all right, which really goes back to Babylon, Sumeria. But anyway, where also our Lord was crucified. So look, we know Yahweh Shah was crucified in the land of, Israel, Palestine, whatever. So he wasn't crucified here in Babylon, but when you look up that word crucified, all right, it means crossed out. And Yahweh Shah, the true image of our Lord, was crossed out here. We have been given a false image. This goes back to John 9:24. For the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, then who is he? You see, because during the Renaissance period, what did they do? They actually committed iconoclasm, which means a destroying of icons, right? Painted over the actual dark skin, highly melanated uh, uh, um, prophets and apostles and so on and so forth, and painted images that likened unto them. All right. So boom, Babylon, Sodom, Egypt, spiritually is America right now. All right. So boom, we go back to Isaiah, because remember, keep in mind the house divided against itself, right? The burden of Egypt, behold, Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud, which is a UFO. All right. A so-called UFO, all right, is IFOs unto the elect, unto Israelites, right? And shall come into Egypt, you see, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Hence why I said, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. What is it unto you? Right? For it is a day of darkness. Yo, the whole sky is going to be flooded with angels in the chariots, man, which what I just explained. But that's another topic for another day. The point is in verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. Hold on. See? So didn't we just say or read? Oh, I must have changed it, right? What was that? House. Right. But he, knowing their thoughts, said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and a house divided against a house, all right, falleth. All right. So as we reading right here, I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptian. Isn't this, wouldn't they be of the same house? Right? So what is this saying right here? If America is spiritually Saddam and Egypt, all right, these would be Americans against Americans. So when we read in the article, the true understanding of this so-called leak, right? It's causing, which is really the elite doing this purposely, which is even deeper, really Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai on the left-hand side, constructing the elite to do this to set them against each other. All right, because look, United States of America, there's the divided states of America. You see, because people get with this hot controversial topic, going back to the, a woman could do what she wanted, it's her body, my choice. When all that my body, my choice went out the window since the Crown Vic Royale with the so-called inoculation, the the jump shot, the 1, 2, 3, 4, how many we at now, right? The turbocharged booster, right? And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother. Because you got in houses some people that lean to the left, liberal, some people lean to the right, conservative, Republican, Democrat, whatever. And everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and what? Kingdom against kingdom. You see? So, with that being said, we're gonna go to second Esdras now, right? Because this is what they want, right? There's a matter of fact, let's look that up, right? The slogan, Ordo ab Chaos. See, the original and complete rituals of the ancient and accepted Scottish rite of 433 degrees. What are we talking about? We're talking about Masons. Let's go to the Wikipedia, right? Ordo ad Chaos is the fourth. Man, that's an album, Salakia. Heavy metal album at that. We can go to the Urban Dictionary, probably break it down a little bit too. See, it's Latin, right? In Old Latin, ordo ab chaos, a Latin expression meaning order out of chaos. A model of the 33rd degree having the same allusion as lug e tenebris, which see in this work, mention of this model is attributed to the Supreme Council, like the Supreme Court, yo, of the ancient and accepted Scottish rite. So you can't make this shit up, bro. Cannot make this shit up. Anyway, so as you see right there, so they're purposely doing this, which was just all as we see right here. This was all orchestrated, like they made a movie in Hollywood based on this. You see what I'm saying? Um, in order to cause chaos in the streets, and really, this is a distraction from the failing economy, right, of the world reserve currency, which is it isn't the reserve currency no more, which is the U.S. dollar. All right, the famine that's about to come. All right, because nobody is even watching and praying, right? Talking about the 2/3 other heathen nations, Esau, Edom, even but some of them on the so-called prepper side, but hey, we're prepping by stacking up wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, because that's what's the only thing that's going to keep us stable in our times, man. Right? Isaiah 33:6. Okay, so we see hit. Matter of fact, yeah. So let's go to second, because remember it said, what did it say? They shall fight everyone against his brother, right? So let's go to if it don't come up real quick. Oh man, yeah, here we go. Second address 15:16. And I'm actually gonna probably do a quick study in second address a little later on today with the Ak. For there shall be sedition amongst men. What does sedition mean? Let's look it up. You see, we got to be diligent, especially when it comes to these words right here, man. If you don't know something, don't just go over it. Not saying I don't know it, but for people that are, wanting to study to show thyself approved and basically um, get under the good graces and mercy of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Sedition, conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarch, right? And this is crazy, right? Because look, something came up on my phone. Where is it at? Let me see. God, man. Show less. It was something about some beat. Matter of fact, we'll look it up on the on this article real quick. Come on, be angry, be outraged, roll versus wave. Because there was a politician that said, because Google be acting funny now, because they want to give you what they want to give you. But it looks like Senator Warren, who ran for president or whatever, talking about I'm angry. But somebody was saying, it popped up on my phone that, oh, you should be angry and outraged, basically inciting people to do something that um, go against the potential of them not being able to, kill a baby, man. All right, and since we're gonna prove that right here because I really don't care because in the kingdom, women not gonna be having no abortions. Okay, so talking about this, a woman could do this or ban this or that. I mean, in the scriptures, right? Leviticus 18:21, and thou shalt not let any of thy seed, what is your seed, your children, pass through the fire to Molech. All right, Molech was a false god worshipped by the Canaanites. All right, for um, fortune. Neither shalt thou profane the name of thy power. I am Yahweh. So just like back then, people would sacrifice their own kids that just came, right? It would be an actual ox, right? A golden ox, right? And it had its hands out, and they would have a fire under it, and the fire would be so hot, right? You got to do your history that when they put the baby on top of the on top of the golden, ox hands, right? That it would literally burn the baby to death, man, crying, everything, and all that nature dead. So praying to that God for more fortune and this and that, right? Human sacrifice and the little ones, right? So if we go into it now, the same, what is the reasons why so-called, what since we talking about Israel right now, so-called Negro Latino Native American, especially, the Southern Kingdom Keisha, man, why they would get, you know, um, a what's the name, abortion is for what? Fortune, man. If they get pregnant and they young, they looking at, damn, I ain't traveled to Miami and the Dominican Republic yet, and I ain't go through college and I ain't get my degree yet, and it's all finances in their head. I can't even take care of myself. How am I gonna take care of my kid? Is the baby father gonna even help? You see what I'm saying? This and that. Well, I've been, you know, rod in the CC. You feel me? So I don't even know who's the big all this type. You see what I'm saying? So they doing it for money. So if you have an abortion, spiritually speaking, in the modern day times, you're passing your kids through the fire, man. All right. You don't allow conception. The Most High conceives, right? The seed goes into the it fertilizes the egg, and it's up to the Most High to put the spirit and grant life. And as soon as you find out you're pregnant, there is something alive inside of you, man. All right. As soon as you find out you're pregnant, man. You see what I'm saying? That's why women already know, like a week, 2 weeks in, they're like, yo, something's wrong with my body because there's something alive inside of you. All right. And to the point where, you know, 2/3 of our especially our women are so fucked up in the head that they would, you know, murder, man. You feel me? And one of the scriptures say, thou shalt not murder, you know, all right? Because there's a difference between murder and kill. All right. Kill is um is a righteous judgment for people that transgress the law, right? A murder is, some premeditated um, killing that um, doesn't suffice to a righteous reason behind it. All right. So, there we go right there. All right. So the point is, right, for there shall be sedition amongst men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. See, this could just be one of the factors that can help bring onto the atmosphere of chaos, especially in the summertime, especially with all these people, um, not having jobs, inflation, the gas, the famine that's coming, to get people on the streets for them to do craziness. You see what I'm saying? In order to bring about what? Martial law, bring about lockdowns, bring about, you know, what seems to be chaos on the street. All you're going to see, like it said in the article in the mainstream media, right? This for weeks and weeks on end. Because what is it doing? Is propaganda and brainwashing you, all right, in order to bring about an emotional reaction. You see, so especially because women is for the most part they're going to be, because our woman is through, man. Eve is through, you know. Um, oh no, I should be able to, and they always want to bring up the what if it was rape, but this and that and the third. There's laws on that. There's laws on that in the scripture. You see what I'm saying? And then what's the the statistics or probabilities of you, having her, and then what is your um choices or decisions that have put you in this hypothetical situation if you had a kid by somebody that raped you, whatever, so on and so forth, right? So that it goes deep into the rabbit hole, but we sticking with the scripts, and it just is what it is. All right. So we coming into a time with them, people is so focused on this, which is a perfect distraction for the failing dollar, man. All right, having people's minds. That's why I said we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, because this could take advantage. This could get certain people in an emotional state. Oh yeah, let's go out and protest. You feel me? Or let's look up, because all of this shit gonna be destroyed anyway. The Supreme Court, all of that. You see what I'm saying? Everything. America's gonna be finished for the fashion of this world passeth away, man. So why are we even into or should I say certain people even into it? You know what I mean? Because they've been blinded, man. They don't understand the true nature of what's going on right now. That's why we have to be grateful and thankful that the Most High has given us his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, all right, of our true nationality and what we needed to do, right? Be diligent to make our calling and election sure. All right. So all of this is orchestrated, just like this famine is orchestrated, and we're coming into serious times. We literally in the beginning of sorrows, and Jacob's trouble is at the door, a time that we never seen before. All right. So don't get, distracted with all this. You feel me? On trying to tell people what you think and this and that and the third. Just know that Yahweh, is the one puppeteering all of this to get to set the Egyptian against the Egyptian, get all of this ready, all right, to be destroyed, man. All right. So I'm gonna leave it there. All right. Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect. All right. You know, still watching, of what's going on the world scene. All right. However, always filter everything through the scriptures, man. All right. Always ask, why is this pushed out, especially by the mainstream media? You know what I'm saying? What's really going on? Because and the same thing, with the whole, Russia, Ukraine, and World War III, starting to, get to its position. All right, the Valley of Jehoshaphat, so on and so forth. All right. So with that, I say Shalom, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua. What I said was bless you, Heavenly Father, and bless you, the begotten Son. All right. Into the next time, I say Shalom.